I didn't kill anyone, you psycho fuck. Cancer did.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Okay. Good start.
Yeah. Any chance I can get to call you a psycho fuck, I'm going to.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely fair.
Not that was addressed at you, but.
No, but anyone in general. Yeah, no, I get it.
Not that it wasn't addressed to you.
So here we are. This is going to be part one of our epic breakdown of Sweet Girl. We watched the trailer last week. That was fun.
This is going to be a long one, I think.
Yeah, I can tell already. I can already feel it in my bones. But actually, before we get into tearing down this movie, I'm not sure if you know, but it's our 1 year anniversary, bud.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to all our listeners who've been here since day one.
Yeah, it's been a year since our first episode, Last Days of American Crime, which don't go listen to. We've got much better stuff to listen to.
Yeah. If you weren't here from day one, don't go back to day one.
Yes. Go like midway and then listen to all of them from there, right?
Yeah. Start with like our first Nicolas Cage movie, whenever that was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We did it. I saw we just crossed 1,500 downloads the other day.
Nice. Look at that. Look at us. Look at us doing things, right?
Yeah. Good timing to go along with our anniversary.
Right. We started with a movie that they were heading for Canada, and we're now at a year where they're attempt to head to Canada, but they don't make it.
Right. Great point. I forgot that was a plot point.
Yep. So Canada, we love you.
Yeah. Big Canada fans.
Big Canada fans here.
You could fit like 14 Frances in Canada. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's just...
I measure things like the Fanatic, but how many Frances can you fit in your country?
Oh my God. So yeah, we made it. Yay. So here we are, part one of Sweet Girl, the Netflix movie. I guess if you missed the trailer trash episode and you haven't seen this movie, Jared's going to give you, why not? Just let us know what it was.
Synopsize.
Yeah, why don't you synopsis?
As they say.
Yes.
Okay. So the premise here, a devastated husband vows to bring justice to the people responsible for his wife's death while protecting the only family he has left, his daughter.
Yeah, it's a pretty big red herring. So what do you think of, all right, so we've seen it, obviously. Expectations from the trailer. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were about met. Like I figured it was going to be bad, but like maybe fun enough to watch a little bit. Like, and I think that's kind of where it ended up. Like it's worse than I wanted it to be, but it's also like, what do I expect? It's on our podcast.
it's sitting comfortably at 19% for a reason on Rotten Tomatoes. So.
I don't know. What did you think?
I think, no, I'm on the same page with you on that one because it was generic action. I'm saying that up to a point, but it was generic action flick, actually probably a little less than that. But there is, whatever, we're talking spoilers anyways, but there is a big twist towards the end, which completely distracts from the entire movie. It felt so distracting.
In a good way.
Yeah, like it was actually made the movie interesting, but that's not saying much. Like the benchmark is always pretty low, but the twist is so distracting from like the actual story they're trying to tell and the point they're trying to make, which they definitely like hammer on the nose throughout the entire movie, but it still distracts from that somehow.
Well, it's also like doesn't have any actual bearing on the plot. Like the twist could have happened. Like it could have just not happened and it would have been the same movie still.
Yeah.
Like we would have been totally fine.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Okay. So well,
it's like the laziest way to do a twist. Sorry.
No. That's a great way to describe it. It's a pretty lazy twist. It's a pretty lazy way to like get people talking about it.
Yeah, we'll save it for part two, maybe.
Maybe we'll save we'll actually save the twist for part two. Although my Hollywood pitch might.
Oh yeah, never mind. Mine does too. All right. Well, never mind. We won't save. We'll save it for another 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. So moving on to some of the quick info of this. So it's directed by Brian Andrew Mendoza, who has done nothing. He did a short and then this is it. And this is his first feature. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
This is a pretty good first effort, I guess.
Yeah,
I've seen
actually.
worse.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not a terrible first effort. Screenwriters, there's 2, Greg Hurwitz and Philip Eisner. Greg Hurwitz is actually an author, and he's written like 20 some odd like thrillers or something.
Interesting.
I'm guessing this was probably based on one of his books or something, and then because it feels like a kind of like a novel, buy at the airport, read it on one flight type of book. Right?
Okay. Yeah, actually, now you say that, I might read that book. Yeah.
Right? Like I was like, oh, this might actually be not a bad book, but
yeah.
Doesn't always translate to movies.
Bad execution, right?
Yeah, as always the problem, right? And other than that, like that's it. He's a novelist, and he's written, I think, a couple episodes for like shows. And same thing with Philip Eisner. I think he's just done a few things. So not
related
much.
To Mike, you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Former Mr. Mouse himself?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, it's all nepotism, baby.
Yeah, it really is.
We're talking about Holly Weird here, pal.
It's true.
That's all the insiders call it.
If you're not born into it, you're not getting in. Instead, you do a podcast from the outside about. Anyways, so
yeah, we'll call it. No, never mind.
We'll let that one go.
Yeah.
So who's in this movie? Not a ton of people, but I just kind of picked off like the top people characters. So obviously Jason Momoa, he plays Ray Cooper. Isabela Merced plays his daughter Rachel Cooper.
Okay.
Manuel Garcia-Rulfo is the hitman. He's kind of important in the second half of the movie. Amy Brenneman, who is from Leftovers and a few other things I don't know off the top of my head, but she plays Diana Morgan, who is a politician, right?
Yep.
And Justin Bartha, who Jared and I both were like, we know this guy. He plays Simon Keeley. He's the CEO of Bioprime, the drug company that's in this movie.
Yeah, he's like a rich man's Glenn Howerton.
Yeah.
No offense, Glenn Howerton.
No.
But you know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
You're a 5-star man. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely, 100%. But Justin, it took us a bit to place him, but he was in the National Treasure. Mm-hmm. Is there a trilogy or just 2 of them? Just 2 of them, right?
No, there's 3 now.
Oh boy.
Oh, we could have known this.
We could have known this, but sorry.
No, this will just be one for Brady to yell at us about.
It's like, there's the 4 of them. How do you guys not know?
Yeah, it's like 9 at this point.
Yeah. And then he played Doug in The Hangover.
Right.
And it's like, that's his face. Yep. So
yeah, that's where he cut his teeth.
Yeah. He plays a swarmy. Is that the right word? Swarmy kind of? No.
Smarmy.
Smarmy?
Yeah. Yep.
What's swarming? That's swarming. Swarming? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swarm is a word, but
shawarma.
That's also a word. Yeah.
That's a food, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm saying actual words.
Smarmy.
Smarmy. That's it. I'm saying actual words, just not the right one.
Correct.
Swarmy? What? No, I don't think so.
Actually,
I mean, not totally.
Yeah, I'd shave that guy.
Anyways, so production, box office, we have nothing.
Oh wait. Yeah, shout out to Nelson Franklin too, because I like that guy. He's the reporter. He's in like every TV show that I've ever enjoyed. Basically, he's in The Office. Even he's in everything.
Oh wow, okay, working man.
Yeah, Nelson Franklin.
I couldn't find any production or box office numbers. It's a Netflix thing. Netflix. So yeah, it's sealed.
It felt spendy.
It did. Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. I mean, this was part of like their whole big campaign, like going into this year of like, we're going to release big movie every week, and Friday.
We're a real company.
Yeah. Like every other tech company, we make up our own metrics to say we're doing good. Like, you've watched this movie for 30 seconds. That's a view. Like, fucking jerks.
Then we'll autoplay them.
Yeah, then we'll autoplay them so that we get those views automatically. See how that works? Yeah, we see you. We see through you, Netflix.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you, big time. All right, Hollywood pitch. I still have to put together the jingle, don't I? Hollywood pitch.
Yeah, that was pretty good, but
keeping it simple. All right, you're up.
You can do better.
Yeah, I'll do better. I'll work on it.
All right. Hear me out here. Getting back to my my true form.
Yeah, you were off.
Last-
You've been off a little bit, but
The last couple, I feel like I've been doing realistic takes, and I'm not here for that.
That's not what I do. You're supposed to do something else.
Right. So
I'm proud of you in this one. Go for it.
Thank you. It's obviously a little bit of heaven meets Sunset Boulevard. Now, astute ITMT listeners will notice that we covered a little bit of heaven not too long ago. Little Kate Hudson joint.
Yep.
Where she gets cancer.
I know where you're going. It took me actually a second to think of it. As soon as you said her name,
it's a cancer movie.
It's a cancer movie.
Yeah, you forgot?
I was trying to. Yep.
Nope, that's a cancer movie. So my Hollywood pitch is a little bit wishful thinking. A little bit of heaven was, despite its flaws, some say the perfect cancer movie. Because, even though, spoilers if you haven't listened to that episode yet, she dies at the end.
Yeah.
But she lives it up, and she, reconciles with her mother, and like so many great things happen before she passes on. And I feel like the mother in this movie just didn't get the chance,
Yeah. Yep.
There's some really good mother-daughter bits in A Little Bit of Heaven, as much as they, they have their disagreements, whatever, but they make it right. And I think if Rachel had the opportunity to make it right with her mom, maybe some things would have been different here. Right.
Yeah. Mom in Sweet Girl, she goes pretty quick, but we'll get to it. So, okay. All right. I'm with you.
Yeah. Meets Sunset Boulevard, which, as we all know, some of our younger listeners might not have seen it. I was, 30, 39, 49 years before my birth.
I haven't seen this movie in so long, but yeah.
a good while before I was born. But premise here is about, the dark side of Hollywood. There's a lot of delusion in that movie.
Yes, there is.
About a lot of things. And just like this movie, a lot of delusion, some parallels between opening scenes, right?
Yep.
When, we get the main character's body floating in the water, talking about narrating the events that led to his death. That's
yeah.
Spoilies for what's ahead, but like, that's kind of how this starts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess maybe that's all. That's about as deep as I go. It's about deluded people, and there's like a body in a water at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Really psychological. Makes you think about what's important in life.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back with these.
Yeah, thanks. As they say about Hollywood pitches, I'm big. It's the Hollywood pitches that have gotten small.
Okay. So I went, as usual, a little bit more on the nose with things, I think. I went with, MO. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I went with it's Fight Club meets The Fugitive. So I will start with Fight Club. Again, actually, another story about kind of, taking down the big corporations, right?
Yep.
But really, I'm pulling that because of the big twist at the end of this movie where it was her all along.
The delusions, yeah.
And then meets A Fugitive, which actually that movie is definitely focused on drug company specifically, right? That kills they go after and kill his wife and kill him because he had found out that this drug they're making isn't good, right?
Yep.
And he goes on the run, and in this movie, our protagonist is on the run, right?
Exclusively on the run, yeah.
From a drug company / politician.
Right.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great.
And Fugitive has the FBI chasing him. Well, Marshals, I guess. U.S. Marshals, technically, but whatever. Close enough.
Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. So,
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Tommy Lee Jones. Cool. I mean, that's it. Hollywood Pitches is pretty good.
Yeah. Tight. Kept it tight this week.
Yeah, I like it. Fast facts. We don't have many. I don't have many. So I'm just going to crank through them. First one is a tie to an old school movie, The Silence of the Lambs, but apparently there was some scenes shot in the tunnel. I don't remember when like they go in the tunnel when they first get that. Yeah. Apparently there was same tunnel and shots that were used in Silence of the Lambs. They were shot in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, shout out to our listeners in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania.
I think we have a huge listener base in Perryopolis.
One or two at least, yeah.
Yeah, none of these are really all that good, but next one is so there's a yellow taxi cab, has a cameo in one shot. And then again in the final scenes when Rachel
has a cameo, sure. That's what we call it when they have cars in the background.
Yep.
Go on.
So Rachel takes a yellow taxi cab to the airport towards the end. This car was made up specifically for the movie, as Pittsburgh doesn't have a yellow taxi cab company.
What? That's so dumb.
Yep. The internet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, we're going to move through these quickly.
Yeah. What else you got?
I don't know if this is really trivia, but this is more of like I don't know. So there's a shot when Ray, Jason Momoa's character, he breaks into like a charity auction. He's like sneaking in. He's going through like clothing racks. And apparently the rack that he's going to grab clothing from is labeled women. And I do specifically remember this being like a focus of the shot. Like it said women. Foreshadowing of the plot twist.
Yeah, I guess. Sure.
I was like, I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. It was like
there are a couple of times they did that. Like as I was watching the movie, when I was like, are they like? I never predicted that that's the way it was going to go, but I was like, they made them the same. Same.
Yeah, because even in the trailer, like there's a scene of like what you think is Jason Momoa jumping off a thing and like landing on some scaffolding, and he's got long hair, but the way they shot it, you couldn't see his face. But then in the movie, it's like, oh yeah, they have the same hair.
Yep.
Beautiful long hair that Jason Momoa's got.
Flowing locks of joy.
So, this is going to be a good one. So yeah, that's it. That's fast fact. So,
I have a little bit of it's not a fast fact, but
fun stuff.
I'm just going to paraphrase from that interview because it was kind of funny.
We'll drop it into our segment called, fun stuff.
Yeah. Fun stuff or
fun stuff.
Paraphrasing with Jared.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's where we take real quotes and make them sound made up. So Jason Momoa is doing an interview with Isabela Merced, and I mean, I don't know, they don't seem like they have chemistry in this interview anyway, but that's a separate issue. No. But Jason Momoa is like, you mentioned this, I think, a little bit later on. We're talking about production companies potentially. Jason Momoa, like, he's like in charge of this movie.
Yeah.
So like, even if he didn't,
that sense of that, yeah.
So like, he wasn't the director or anything, but like, apparently he picked the cast. He like did like.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did, like, he went to Netflix and was like, guys, I've got a movie for you. I've got everybody that you need, everybody that I've worked on and worked with and other things. Like, this is the crew I like. This is who I want to work with. Like, make it happen. And Netflix is like, yeah, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Fine.
Here's a check.
Yeah. We have unlimited money. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. Did you notice it's blank? Have fun.
Yes. This is a Jason Momoa blank check cash grab. And I love it.
It's great.
So he's talking about like how he's getting, how he's very much in charge here. And he's like, yeah, I really wanted to role for myself, like that I haven't gotten to do in a while, like a grounded Joe Everyman. Like I never get to be Joe Everyman. Like I'm always out being Aquaman. So, like, it's like,
yeah,
I guess
it's a tough one to connect with.
Fair enough. Or Conan the Barbarian. You never know.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny where he's just like, oh, I never get to just be a regular guy anymore. Like this movie made me feel like a regular guy again. You're like, how? In what possible way? Is this normal behavior?
You go on like a murderous rampage. That shouldn't be a normal guy.
Yeah. He's like, big pharma, like, no, like none of us can afford drugs. Right.
Yeah.
No, you definitely can.
You definitely can. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way the system is designed.
Yes. This is how this works.
You're good.
You're fine. It's everyone else. All right,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good fun stuff. Paraphrasing with Jared.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like that.
Thanks.
All right, so I don't know. Let's get into this, right? Let's dig this.
Yeah, let's start talking about this movie.
Because the sooner we talk about it, the sooner we get through it, right?
Yep. No, we're gonna have fun. This is a good. We also didn't preface this for the listeners with like, this is outside of Last Days of American Crime. I think the longest movie we've done.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna top Last Days of American Crime. That was like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I think close to that. It was too long.
It was forever. It was way too long.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 hours and 3 minutes. But yes. It felt like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
It was before Netflix applied its algorithm to all these movies that are being made. Like, no, keep it under 2 hours.
Shorter.
Even shorter. Shorter.
People are watching 30 seconds. Like,
yes.
Make it shorter.
Yes, attention spans are 30 seconds shorter.
But they missed the message on this one. Hour and 50 minutes.
Solid runtime.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, let's get to it. So credits opens up Netflix movie. Obviously, they're distributing this. Just distributing. Yeah, it's the word, right?
Distributing.
There's two production companies listed off the bat: ASAP Entertainment and On the Room, or On the Rome. Is it Rome or Room? Is it
Rome.
On the Rome. That makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know why. Typo.
Yeah, On the Room makes no sense.
It makes no sense. That's why I couldn't find anything when I looked it up.
I wish that ASAP Entertainment was related to like ASAP Rocky.
That would have been pretty dope.
Right.
And then there's a third production company that's not listed, but we dug it up. Pride of Gypsies. We can say that, right?
Well, you can say it because Jason Momoa says it, but you're not supposed to say that.
I can't just go walking around being like,
no, it's kind of a slur. Yeah,
Gypsy
people
that.
think it's a slur these days against the Roma people.
Gotcha.
Which Roma people, if you are fans, let us know. We can cater more to the unique issues that face you in our society. Yeah, I think you can say it if it's Jason Momoa's production company, or you can say it if it's like you're talking about Jimi Hendrix's band of Gypsies. Otherwise,
can't be said. Okay.
Yeah, try to avoid it.
Yeah, his production company pretty, I guess, very much involved with the making of this film. It seems like, as we read from the quote, that he's very involved. So
yeah, unbelievable that they're unlisted. Like, why would you not list yourself? Is he not proud of it?
Yeah, maybe at the end he was like, this isn't that good.
Actually, let's not put our names on this one, you guys. I'm already in it.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah, I'm in it enough.
So it starts off pretty hot immediately, right? And we get a lot of stuff from the trailer.
Yep.
So it starts out hot, overhead shot of Pittsburgh.
GTA style, which I like.
Got a helicopter, spotlights. We've got FBI rushing past Penguins fans. We got, they're heading to the top of the PNC Park there where the Pittsburgh Pirates play. And
like, mayor requests that we lock down on all four corners. Like, wait, what? The mayor can request that you lock down? What? Also, what does any of this mean?
Yeah.
We're locking down the city, like a whole city.
Yeah.
For Jason Momoa. Jeez Louise.
And then it's moving pretty quick, and he's just chilling on top of the stadium on the roof, which seems like a bad place to go. And then there's, I didn't catch her name from the beginning, but there's
Meeker. Yeah.
What's her agent Meeker? Or
Yep.
So she comes out, she's with the FBI, and she's like, hey, it's okay. We can talk. It's okay. We can work through this, whatever. And then he says, wasn't supposed to be like this. Stuff straight from the trailer. And then he just jumps off the roof of PNC Park, which, and as someone who's been there and I've walked along that riverway between the park and the water.
Not super jumpable.
No one's making that jump. Unless you're like maybe a professional, long jumper from like the Olympics, maybe, right. But you're not you're catching the sidewalk before you hit the water.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then this is when we get our Sunset Boulevard scene.
Yes.
So body in the water.
He lands in the water, and then screen goes black, and then we get a voiceover from the trailer about dreams, which, oh my God, we should have seen this coming. We should have seen all this coming.
I almost said this as the quote. Just to make you mad. Mm-hmm. Like, I almost read the whole thing because I wrote it down. And I'm like, wait a second. Mm-hmm. Is Jason Momoa a philosopher now?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Like, why is he making this whole thing about memories that shape us and mold us into what we become? We're all just a mosaic of images and feelings that offer some truth about.
Should have seen this coming. Should have seen this the twist coming. Yeah. This is
Yeah, you're right. It does sound like a teenage girl more than it sounds like Jason Momoa.
Right? Right?
You're totally right. This is like Dear Diary. The past is like a dream.
Oh my God. So yeah,
this feels a little more barely lethal than Aquaman.
Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, he lands in water and he's doing the voiceover now. Screen goes to black, and then we get the title card, which I know you love this with the time stuff. This is great. I mean, I love it too.
Yeah.
And when we say love, we mean hate.
Yeah.
A title card, it just says years earlier.
Yeah. I love title card years earlier as much as I love starting at the end.
Yes. Yeah, this is another one, right? We've started started at the end. And we're gonna catch up to it at some point. Oh my God.
Well, maybe.
Who knows?
And so
yeah.
I love this is one where we like do a big like montage scene of like them in the woods as a family, right?
Yeah. It's a family camping. Jason, we'll call him Ray, right? His character's name is Ray. So Ray, he keeps doing a voiceover about the time and stuff like this that, Jared literally just said. Gets all very metaphysical. They're camping, hiking, cuddling by the fire, mom singing Sweet Child of Mine. This is all from the trailer too.
Before she starts singing, did you catch this? When she's like raising up our hero, the daughter, Rachel, like on some climbing around on some rocks, and she goes, this is all yours, right? Like, I was like, wait,
when they're like doing the photograph thing, adding,
yeah. I was like, are they doing like an everything the light touches bit? Like, is this the area that they go to later in the movie? That kind of messed me up a little bit too, of like, when they're out in the wilderness, like maybe this is that spot. Like maybe Jason Momoa character Ray, maybe he just like owns a plot of land out in like ass fuck Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And like, this is the spot that they go camping and whatever out. Like I wonder, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Makes it slightly smarter than, but anyway,
slightly,
this is all yours.
But they don't really, they don't really confirm that with you at any point.
No.
But it also doesn't make any sense because later on they have like financial troubles. Wouldn't they just
sell some land?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. Maybe the idea is we should unload the land so we could pay them. Anyways.
Yeah. It's actually just this like little outcropping of rocks that they own. It's really worth like $1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've
not going to pay. Not going to pay the bills.
Not cancer bills. All right. So he's still doing voiceover, and then at this point we just jump right to hospital, right? And or do you want to keep?
I'm still at camp because I want to. This part made me mad.
Camp Ray. Let's go for it. What do you got?
So when they're at nighttime now at the camp, they're still singing "Sweet Child of Mine" because they've been singing it all day long. Mm-hmm. This line, I hate this line between husband and wife.
Oh yeah.
What you looking at, man? He goes, looking at you, woman. I'm like, I hate this so much. I feel gross. I feel really icky. Like, it's like, I don't think I've ever told you about, so my favorite podcast, Behind the Bastards, that I feel like I shout out on our podcast every now and then. They do periodically some readings of, did you know Ben Shapiro wrote a fiction novel?
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's worse than you think. And they read excerpts of it on the podcast and shit on him for doing it. But the husband and wife character in that have like the worst like sign-offs for each other kind of thing. Like anytime they're having a phone call and he's like, take a bullet for you, babe. This reminds me of that.
Oh my God.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Cheesy things that couples say to each other. Be like, yeah.
What you looking at, man?
Looking at you, woman.
That's
fair.
I hate it.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, and then we get our final deep closing line of that scene of as the years pass, we realize we're nothing more than the experiences that made us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're philosophizing here.
Yeah. Man, we should have seen this twist coming, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's so bad. Yeah. But
the new twist is this episode is going to be forever long because I basically wrote the script in my notes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so bad.
So then we're in the hospital and we got mom heading into the hospital. We get some info.
The transition from the last scene to this one, they do that weird like dream sequence thing. Did you? Why?
Yeah.
Like why?
I think
they don't do that
to
the
hammer
rest of the movie.
I think to hammer home the whole. Well, it's right. He's still alive at this point, so there's no reason to.
Right.
Yeah, I think they were trying to play up the melding of like memories that parents and children have of things, of moments, and that I think that's what they were trying to do. Because later the twist, it's like, oh yeah, they remember when it was all dream sequency earlier.
Sorry.
No, yeah, it's okay. I did the same thing.
It's important. It's important that people will know.
Yeah. Okay, so cancer is back. Cancer's back. And it's moving pretty quick. Mom's all of a sudden in a wheelchair, and then there's like a line which I definitely was like, I called. I think at this point, maybe it was just before. This is, I don't know if you caught this line, but there's someone says, "Are these my memories or hers?" Or something along those lines. Yeah. Yep. Which is now it's like, all right, come on. There's something. Yep. There's gonna be something funky going on here, but I
pretty
did not.
Heavy-handed.
Yeah. So then, they're still at the hospital. I don't know. You have
no. I was just saying, like they're talking about how the pain brought father and daughter closer together, because we're at this point we're pretty distinctively talking about Ray and Rachel's relationship.
Yes.
Yep. Like through the memories of either Ray or Rachel or both. But the pain together, like watching Rachel grow up, has been to find himself again. Yeah, as Ray.
This is actually pretty solid stuff. Like,
yeah, it's like not the worst. Just the writing is bad.
Yeah, yes, the getting there is bad, but again, the execution.
And so they're having a surprise party because, like, we have to show birthdays passing in the hospital, and importantly here is when Mom gives Rachel a stuffed animal. Yep, from the gift shop. Yep, we don't learn much about it other than. Oh, she's for some reason very stoked about this. like
pumped.
I don't. She's what, like 15 at this point? 14 or 15, I think. In this memory.
Yeah, because she's 18 towards the end.
She's 18 at the end.
But we do have another 2 year. We have a 24-month time jump coming
almost
soon.
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and then 6 months. We have 2 more time jumps. They tell us about 6 months and then 24 months. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So she's like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Like, why is she so psyched about this stuff? Anyway,
she wanted a pet animal, and it's all that they could get her.
We'll find out later, right? Yeah. So then we cut to the boxing ring.
Yep, and they're training, and she can kick some ass. It seems like
weird morality logic here of Jason Momoa's character Ray, saying, "There's no rules in a fight, remember?" And she's like, "Yeah, nobody fights fair." And he's like, "How do we win an unfair fight?" She's like, "Always fight harder." Like, I feel like you're teaching the kid to be fucked up already.
Yeah, and it's like a weird way to kind of maybe set the tone of like the underlying what's going like.
Yes, I mean, it makes the rest of the movie make more like it's very. I feel like we did a lot more movies that were like this towards the beginning of the podcast, but like it's like really lazy, right? It's like movie 101. Like how do we just like say the words that will make the characters get where we want them to go?
Yes. How do we state the theme, the underlying theme about, blah, blah, blah. Right. Just have someone literally just say it like
just
this.
Say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's educational.
Yeah. And then we hop back to the hospital. We get some good news from the doctor here.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Wu. Yep.
Dr. Wu. He's like, hey, there's a new drug that'll help.
And Jason Momoa is stoked. And he's talking to Rachel and
fired up.
He's like, Rachel, you did this, didn't you? This was your birthday wish, wasn't it? What? That's also a weird thing to pin on a kid. Like, so much pressure now to be like,
seriously,
if it doesn't work out, your birthday wish really fucked mommy.
Yeah, guess what? She's gonna die because of your stupid birthday wish.
Yeah, like
Jesus,
terrible.
He's not a good father in this movie.
No, he's not. He's a bad dad. And so like then they cut to, it seems like 1 second later when they're in the hospital room again, and mom is asleep and Ray's by her side, and like apparently they're supposed to start the new medication, which didn't we just find out about this like minutes ago? Apparently.
Yeah. Oh, in between this too, we get the title card for the movie, right? Sweet Girl pops up between this. Yeah. No big deal. But yeah, that pops up. But yeah, so then we're back. Jason's with mom. Mom's not looking too hot. And then he asks the nurse, like, hey, when's she going to start that drug? That's my Jason Momoa, by the way.
They're like, really good.
Yeah, thank you. So when's she going to start the drug? And the nurse is like,
You got to talk to Dr. Wu.
You got to talk to the doctor for that one.
But
Ray finds the doc, and it's all just very much on the nose at this point of like,
yeah,
sorry, bro, the drug's been pulled.
Yeah, company that makes the big drug said you got to pull the generic one. So
yep,
here we are.
So you can't afford it. So
yep,
and then
yeah,
Ray is like, all amped up.
And he's blaming the doctor. Like, you told me my wife was going to be okay. And I was like, no, we were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he did not say that.
He definitely did not say that. It only happened a couple minutes ago. We were all there.
Yeah. I'm aware that he did not say that explicitly. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, guy, look, I got to tell 3 other patients, including a kid, like, leave me alone. Like,
get out of here, dude.
This is a you problem. Sorry.
Yeah. I've already got a tough job. Can you just not make me feel worse?
Yeah. Excuse me. I have to go tell a child that he's also going to die from cancer. So
excuse me. Step aside there.
Excuse me. Go enjoy your family while you can.
Jesus Christ.
Jag off.
Yeah. And we're back in the hospital room and they're in with mom. And it just so happens that the news is on. CNN there.
Yes, of course. Conveniently,
the news is on with the CEO of the big drug company Bioprime, getting hammered by the congresswoman there, right? Diana Morgan, who they kind of like subtly. She's there, right? So you understand, like, okay, she's going to be a character, but she's always kind of in the background.
She's on screen in the studio, not like Keeley.
And she's kind of like hammering, Simon Keeley, who's the CEO of Bioprime, just being like, rah, 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 how do you take this, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, drugs should be affordable.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're learning about it's Infirmin is or Infirmin or whatever it is the cancer drug. And this is when like classic pharma CEO villain character. He's like, well, look, this talking point of healthcare being a human right and all that, like, you guys don't understand how much money we have to put into this.
Yeah, R&D, Yeah,
and that's when she points out that she goes, well, a course of treatment is $4, right? And he goes, well,
yeah,
but it's expensive. And I was like, no, well, then that's not how costs work. Like, what? I worked at a big company for a while that did manufacturing of things. And it was like, oh, when we calculate the cost to us, we include not just the R&D and labor and whatever else that went into it and like the cost of goods to make the thing, but it's like the labor of all of it. It's all of it goes into like the profits and loss of what makes a product at a company. Like nobody who is writing the script has ever worked in a business.
No, absolutely not.
No, you work that into the cost. So that way, if it does cost $4, it's because you expect to sell however many doses over the lifetime of whatever. Like there's so many projections involved and like, it's infuriating. Infuriating.
So CEO is defending his actions. This is, what's his name? Jack Bartha, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So he's defending, drug company, and he's also very into Patagonia. I couldn't stop. I could not unsee the logo. It's just like
big vest boy,
big vest boy. And then of course, Ray calls in.
Yeah, of course,
because they are like
they're taking calls now.
Calls. Do they take calls? Does CNN take calls?
No, not like that. No,
not since definitely. Like 1980 something, maybe.
Not immediately and live. Like I don't know. Like they basically just like put him on air right away.
They're like, we're not gonna screen this guy at all. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna throw him right on the air.
Yeah, so it's like my wife's dying in the hospital because you pulled Spiro off the market, and he. That's when the congresswoman jumps in here. Well, paying competitors to shelve generic versions of drugs, that's immoral, Mr. Keeley. And I love they do make him into kind of a bad farmer bro villain, which which I appreciate. Of like, well, Ray, look, I just want to talk to Ray directly. Listen,
oh my God.
First of all, I'm so sorry to hear about your wife. Like, Bioprime is dedicated to saving lives. Second of all, like, you got to understand, like, cancer is a death sentence for many people. Like, the sad reality of the world here. He's like, and Ray is like, well, you've taken my house and my money and bills. I have so many bills.
My entire life.
Yeah. And the guy's like, look, I get it. My bad. But also such is life. Like, change the system, bro.
Yeah.
And then instead of responding at all reasonably, Ray goes, if my wife dies, that's your death sentence. I will hunt you down and kill you with my bare hands.
He literally drops a death threat on national TV.
Like a very specific death threat. And you're like, wait, that escalated so quickly. And Rachel is standing right next to him and she just goes, Dad?
Like, what are you doing?
And then that's the end of that scene. Like, they're just like, well, and scene.
Yeah. And then he can't
kill you with my bare hands.
Yeah. And then they, oh my God. So, boy. And it's weird because this is all silly. This is like a little bit of a lot of red herrings. If you like the twist at the end here, right? Because the whole time the daughter is like the moral compass, right? She's like, this isn't how you raise me, blah, blah, blah. But there's this other side. And then at the end, you're like, he didn't earn this enough. So then we're still in the hospital and families get together. Daughter starts singing. There's tears everywhere. Everyone's crying. There's a bunch of tears. And then mom dies.
Well, before mom dies, we get her last words are, what are you looking at, man?
Yeah.
And Ray goes, looking at you, woman.
Oh, man.
And then
oh my God,
Rachel starts singing Sweet Child of Mine because of course. And then they do like, this whole scene makes me furious because she's singing and she goes, and see an ounce of pain. And then they do like a dramatic pause thing while like the mom is dying and everybody's in pain. And then she does the and pray line. And then there's another dramatic pause because mom is really dying this time for real.
Seriously dying.
To quietly pass me. And then there's another dramatic pause. And Ray loses his mind, has no idea what to do. He's pacing around the hospital room and just like runs out to the hallway crying and shouting, Amanda, no. and then the daughter says the line in the song, but like it's spelled in the subtitles, was spelled like goodbye. She just says bye. And that's the end of that scene.
Oh my God.
That's so infuriating.
It's so bad.
Had me know.
This movie has it has all the elements, but the execution. Come on, man. Just everything's so on the nose and just so spelled out and just so.
Yeah, it's mind numbing.
All right, well, let's keep moving. So,
yeah, keep in mind, listeners, this is like 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah,
like maybe.
Yeah. I think.
I'm so sorry.
So we get another title card, another time title card here. 6 months later.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. Great. Cool.
Okay. It's taking them 6 months to do anything, by the way.
Yeah. So they're back at the gym. Ray's boxing away. He's pissed. He's just going to town on the punching bag. We get some
awful country music.
Yeah, like randomly awful, terrible country music.
And like the lyrics are kind of weird too. Were you paying attention to the lyrics at all?
No, not at all.
It's like about people dying, and he's like, only got to bury your friends, and then it only gets worse. Wait, what?
You might as well kill yourself and your dog.
So on the nose.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. The art of subtle. All right, and then we're in a car. He's driving around, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to home. And then we get the classic. I mean, you could literally cut and paste this scene from like a million movies. We get the classic sifting through the mail and coming across all the past due notices in the mail.
Yep, all the unpaid letters, hospital bills.
All the letters stamped with past due. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So like, Jason, sigh like it's believable you have bills. And he's like, okay, hold on.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It's like
good. Nailed it.
Just like, fuck, this movie's just like too on the nose with everything. You're ruining it. You're ruining your message. And then we get very much more on the nose stuff about the daughter talking about some comments about universal healthcare and politicians. It was just kind of like,
She's like, don't pay them. Don't pay those bills. We voted for universal health care. Tell them we're taking a political stance. That's first of all, you didn't vote for universal health care. You probably voted for Bernie Sanders. So like, it's not the same thing.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. And like, sure. We're taking a political stance that the bills don't work that way. Also, if we're 6 months later, you're not old enough to vote anyway. You didn't vote for anyone, I hope, because that's voter fraud.
That is true. And we don't believe in voter fraud here.
We are staunchly anti-voter fraud. Mm-hmm. Voter fraud? Yeah,
that's close enough.
Say that 3 times fast.
Voter fraud. All right. So pretty on the nose point again, okay, driving that home. And then Ray just gets a random phone call from Martin Bennett, a journalist.
Yeah. While he's doing a nice craft product placement there, he's like, we've eaten the Blue Box every night this week so far. Like so many nights. Like, look at all this mac and cheese. He's like waving it around so you can see that it's Kraft mac and cheese. Okay. Good work, Kraft.
Yeah.
And then he answers the phone while he's like waving the mac and cheese around. Hey, like, can I help you?
We won't take money from Big Pharma, but we will take Kraft money.
Yeah, exactly. And this is when he introduces himself that Russ forgot when he's like, "Hi, my name's Martin Bennett from Vice."
Completely missed that entire introduction. Like, what? I'm pretty sure I was watching the movie, but who knows?
He's like, "I can help you. Like, we can get justice for your wife." And he's like, "Yeah, heard this before." You're like, "Wait, how many times have you already done this movie, Ray?" What do you mean you've heard this before? This seems like the inciting incident.
Yeah, this seems like the moment, right? Oh my God. And then the daughter's like, so he's like, yeah, meet me in a subway or whatever.
Which I was like, wait, what?
This whole subway sequence fucking pissed me off. We're going to get to it in a minute, obviously. But so he's like, yeah, meet me in a subway, 20 minutes. Rah, rah. And then the daughter's like, she's like that annoying person. We talked about this in the trailer. She's kind of like that annoying person. I'm like, who is it? What'd they say? What are they saying? Like, I'm on the fucking phone. Leave me alone.
What do they want? Where are you going?
What do they want? Who is it? What do they want?
And Ray's brushing it off, but also giving her subtle clues like, you want Chinese or Subway? Which, good Subway plug.
Yep.
Get that Subway money.
Yep.
And he's like, all right, Chinese it is. Boo, Subway. They didn't pay us after all. She's like, I want to go with you, Dad. And he goes, well, life's not fair. Like,
yeah. She's like, it's not fair. And he's like, yeah, very dark, by the way. Life's not fair. It's like, yeah, Jesus, man. Like,
yeah, she knows her mom just died.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom just died of cancer. Yeah. Life's not fair. Got it.
Take it easy, Ray.
Thanks, Dad. All right. So the tales of deadbeat dad Ray continue here into the subway. And they're at the subway station. And then this whole sequence just annoyed me. I don't know. It seemed. So he gets a phone. he got a phone call, right? Again from Martin Bennett there, right?
Yep.
And they're basically like, in the subway, and we get a glimpse of, obviously the daughter has tailed him. So this whole thing just is so funny. So you have Ray and this journalist guy playing phone tag, and the guy's like giving him hints like, hey, you see that person with the the shirt? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, look to the person to the right. He's like, you see them? Like, yeah. All right, well, follow them. Well, then do you see the guy with the other shirt? And he's like, yeah. He's like, follow them. I'm like, all right, 3 Days of the Condor. This is what? And by the way, the daughter is following you.
Right. Yeah, she's also very good at this. Like, surprisingly good at this.
So it's like so ridiculous. Like, you're doing all this like subterfuge trying to like hide yourselves, but the daughter is literally tracking you. Oh my God. And then so they get on the train. Yep. And then they end up just talking on the subway train in front of a bunch of people.
Well, right. Then you're right, exactly. He's like, oh yeah, all that information I couldn't tell you on the phone, I can totally tell you on a crowded subway train.
It's packed. It's busy. It's like, what?
Yeah. And then so they have this private conversation. It's a whole thing. This is when he offers like, look, man, I got players at both the state and the federal level. Like we can blow all this up.
Yeah, I can blow this whole thing wide open, right?
Yeah. Which, come on. If you could, you would have already.
This whole thing is just a terrible, terrible setup.
Yeah.
So they're having this conversation in pretty much broad daylight public on a train. Mm-hmm. Tons of people. I'm saying that again because in a moment, all these people just disappear.
Right, they're not there. Yeah.
they're just all these, travelers through Pittsburgh subway and just go away.
Yeah. Extras, I think they're called, Russ.
Yeah, they just disappear. All right, everyone off the train. Fight sequence. All right, so then they're still going back and forth, and Ray's kind of like, whatever, man, I'm not having it. And he kind of sits down.
Yep.
And then some dude just comes up, pulls a knife, and just stabs Martin Bennett there. Stabs the journalist, right?
Which he like stabs him in the right side.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm no stabbing expert, but
I think I knew where you're gonna go with this. I have the same complaint, but go for it.
It doesn't seem like it's an immediately deadly stab, right?
I'm gonna agree with you.
And he pretty much immediately dies.
He immediately dies, and he immediately just sits down, and there's blood coming out of his mouth. And it's like, "Is that happen? I don't know. Was that happen that quick? Maybe. I don't know. I've never been stabbed, so
maybe he got him right in the lungs. If he got him right in the lungs, he went
lower. He was like,
I thought he went low. Yeah, okay.
Because I think a stomach one we've discussed it before. I think like a stomach stab. I think that's
you're
right. You're gonna bleed out. It's gonna be slow and take a long time, but
right.
I guess you'd cough up blood pretty quickly, right? If you got a stem.
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's
not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. If you're a medical expert, let us know. Like, what's the best place to get stabbed in the side?
Like, we literally know medical experts. We should just.
Yeah. And some of them listen to the podcast. Well, I'm not going to ask them in real life. I want to ask them this way. It's like a friend test. Like, do you actually listen to the podcast or not?
Do you care about my work? Because I care about yours. Because I'm asking you if you know this thing.
Right. The healthiest friendships are based on tests.
Absolutely.
Right.
Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
So Martin Bennett's he's been stabbed. He gone. He dead. And then we get then Ray just it's such a weird. This whole thing just plays out so weird. So then Ray is like, wait, what just happened? Like this weird.
You just stabbed that guy I just met.
Yeah, and he just
how dare you?
Yeah, he just stands up and kind of grabs the guy by the arm and then they have probably the worst train fight I've ever seen. I don't know. It was pretty bad. It was
boring.
Bad. Yeah,
it was boring. That's why.
Yeah, because there's no reason. None of it. I don't know. Yeah.
And then at one point, Rachel gets in on the mix. She jumps on the guy's back. He smashes her head into the door, so she kind of falls out of the train.
Yep.
Which the train stops and is empty and.
Oh yeah. So as soon as he stabs him, all of a sudden when they cut to Ray standing up and grabbing this guy by the arm and the fight starts.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they cut back to a medium shot of them fighting. No one's all of a sudden on the train. They didn't hit a stop. No one. What?
No. Because then it does stop.
Yes. Yeah. Then it does stop.
Shortly afterwards. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh my God. And then he gets tossed out the window and they're both on the platform. Right.
Yep. Just yeets him right out the window.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
See ya. Jason
Momoa is a big man. And whatever his name, Jacob Bartha, is that his name? He's not a big man. So
that wasn't the one who stabbed him. It was someone else.
Sorry, not Jacob Bartha. No, the hitman, whatever his name is.
Well, it was him. Yeah.
It was him. Yeah. He's not a big man either. He's about Jacob Bartha size.
Yeah.
Is it Jacob Bartha? I'm going to keep saying that.
No, it's not Jacob Bartha, but it's
James.
No, you're close. You're getting there. I feel like you're getting there. You're close.
So
Manuel Garcia-Rulfo was Amos Santos.
Okay.
He was a hitman. It's Justin Bartha.
Justin. I knew it was a J.
They're so close.
So anyway, neither of them are big guys. No. And Jason Momoa is enormous.
Yes. So. he's a big dude.
Literally just picks him up and tosses him out the window like it's nothing.
Yeah. Not sure I'm buying that totally, but hey, maybe he knows something. And
then
so
they sit there on the side of the train for a platform, for a couple minutes, look at each other.
Yep.
Rachel and Ray.
Yep.
Not Rachel Ray.
Not Rachel.
And then 24 months later. what the?
So I mean, we can talk about it right now, right? I mean, we should say it right now. So, right? Technically,
Yeah,
Ray.
I guess so.
I mean, Ray dies here.
Yeah, but we have no idea that happened.
We don't know this. We don't know this as the audience. You don't know this. So this is like this is leading up to the big twist at the end. If you go back, like, oh, he actually did die because like he's reaching out, and it's like it's a pretty like they drag it out for a little bit of the two of them looking at each other, and it's definitely now you look back and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he died, right? He was like, and he mouths it. He's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's like, no, he's dead. So he dies technically at this point in real movie time. He's dead. He gone.
But he's in the rest of the movie.
So I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna bet he's in the rest of the movie. But I'll throw it out there. We nailed it on our trailer trash predictions.
Well, I didn't.
That's a wee thing.
It's
a wee effort.
Right. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. I appreciate it.
When
you win, I win.
Exactly. I mean, we did say Jason's gonna die. I mean, I said he was gonna die.
Yeah, I said he wasn't going to die. I said it was going to be a barely lethal prequel.
Oh yeah, okay. So no, we're not on the same team then, because I definitely nailed this.
Yeah, no, I said that neither of them die and they all become hitmen for Big Pharma.
And I said he dies and the daughter gets final vengeance or something along those lines, which
it's pretty close.
Nailed it, but didn't nail the twist because it's ridiculous. Anyway, all right. So 24 months later, boom, 2 years. It's happened since
which
Ray got stabbed.
A long time in movie time. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We're not.
That's 2 years.
We're not quite Captain America frozen in ice kind of scenario here, but
so then we're at the gym. We're back at the gym, and it's just the daughter now going ape shit. So these are all signs. Right. These are all signs. We should have seen them.
Well, I mean, they make it make sense of like.
Yeah, they do. I'll give them that.
Yeah, she's involved in this train scene, which is justifiable to make her want to train and become, self-sufficient to like take care of herself kind of thing in a fight.
Yes.
Like I get it. Like they make it make sense.
That actually, that wasn't a terrible, kind of little, yeah.
Anyway.
But she's going ape shit in a punching bag, right? And then she's training with some dude, fighting some dude in the ring. And she's
like your dad.
Yeah. So then that was like also a sign too of just like the guy, there's a trainer on the outside and she's fighting some guy in the ring and she's basically kicking his ass. And the guy on the outside is like, yeah, just like your dad. It's like, oh.
You're just like your old man, kid. It's not about strength.
Not about strength, kid. And then it's like, oh yeah, just like your dad because he's actually dead. Mm-hmm. It's all coming together now.
Mm-hmm. And then speaking of all coming together, Rachel starts beating the ever-loving shit out of this guy and choking him out. Yeah. And he's tapping out and she's still choking him out.
Yeah, got to get it done.
Because she's a monster. Like that would get you booted from the gym. Right?
Yeah, 100%. You're not coming back here. You're done.
No.
You're done.
No means no.
Exactly. And then we get a city shot. And then we're kind of, so then it cuts to the politician there, Diana Morgan, like the press conference, but it's actually just Rachel watching it on TV. But so we start with the press conference and politician, she's talking about a partnership with Bioprime and CDC to stop cancer, basically.
Yep.
Right.
We're capping the cost of treatment here. Like, cleaning out the rot.
I'm pretty sure the CEO from Bioprime there, what's his name? Justin Bartha. He's wearing the same Patagonia vest he did 3 years ago now. Yep. And then we get a cut of Rachel kind of reminiscing about mom and the memories and all this sort of stuff, and they're fading. And then we get a shot of Ray holding the punching bag, whatever. And then we get a shot of the wall, the investigation wall, right?
It's like the Pepe Silvia wall. Yeah.
You're just,
there is no Pepe Silvia.
Yes. Yeah. You're all you're missing is a few strands of red yarn here to connect everything.
Yeah, there is a Pepe Silvia, and he's been waiting for his mail for weeks now.
So there's something like, some serious homework being done. We get, shots of photos torn out of magazines and of the CEO from the company and what's going on here. So basically ramblings of a mad person on a wall. Or
Rachel's like, what are you trying to achieve here?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I have to try. You're like, wait, What?
He's like, I just need to make sense of it all.
Yeah, those aren't sentences that work together, but sure.
Yeah. It's like, okay, all right.
And then there's like something about a UNICEF charity auction, which is their heavy-handed way of saying to the auction.
To the auction.
Yeah, and scene.
So then we're at the UNICEF gathering, kind of interior exterior type of thing, nighttime. Yeah.
And I love Ray's like wearing a disguise, and it's like a hat and a jacket.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're like disguise. 6'2".
Yeah. You're like 6 foot wide. Also, you're a monster of a human being.
Like everyone's gonna spot you and be like, "Yeah,
oh yeah, that guy. He looks crazy."
So he's sneaking around. He's putting out of order signs up in bathrooms and stuff like this, which pays off a little bit later. And then we get the CEO, Justin Bartha's character, just kind of looking and just being as douchey as he possibly can. He goes up for a speech and it's kind of like whatever. Well,
before that, I love where he's like meets up with the waitress and he's like, "Don't let me go dry tonight, will you?" That was almost the quote for the episode. He's like, "Yeah, God. keep getting me drinks," and that's when he gets up on stage and he goes,
"Oh my God,
we can't just gloss over the line because
no, I had it, yeah."
Oh, you had it? Okay, good. Well, you can read it then.
No, go for it. No, you got it. Nail it. Okay. Go for it.
In hopes of raising $10 million for medicine and assistance for children in Africa. India, sorry. Either way, both places need a lot of help. Everybody's like, okay.
I feel like you're probably a publicly traded company. Your stock price probably would have dipped by a few.
Yeah. Yes.
Just on that speech, everyone would be like, CEO of this massive pharmaceutical company.
I don't know, man.
Is a total douche on stage. Everyone would be like, you're gonna get called out. I feel like
this isn't too dissimilar from a certain someone talking about shithole countries. Like, I think you can get away with a lot more in the year of our Lord 2021 than you think.
At first I was like, oh no, did I say something? I was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, I mean the last guy.
Yeah, the last guy. we whose name we shall not say.
He who shall not be named. Yeah, Voldemort we're talking about.
Oh my God. So they're just really driving home that the Simon CEO here is just a total dick, basically.
Yeah. And yes.
Because I guess you need
India,
a face.
Africa, tomato.
Right, they all need help. Am I right?
Pores. Pores.
Don't keep me dry, all right?
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
He starts like walking around the rest of the party, doing a little bit of schmoozing. Ray is like creepily watching from the shadows at this point and like got a tie from somewhere.
From the
clothing rack, right?
Yeah. So he snuck in and he went to the clothing rack and grabbed a waiter's outfit.
Right.
Which, as we said in the fast facts, there's a shot of he was looking through the women's, side. So that was which guess is foreshadowing.
You and I both know that there's nothing anyone could have on a rack that would fit Jason Momoa. Like, again, his shoulders are like 6 feet wide. He's a big dude.
Yes. I guess these should have all been signs of like, oh, it's definitely not him, right?
As a fat man, you can't just like go into a place and like wear something random.
I'm like, hope that like, oh, sweet, someone is my same size.
Right. Like you're like a regular sized person. I could see this being you.
Yeah.
Or, Isabela. Maybe this was a sign that it was Isabela too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like this
she's regular size.
Yeah. We should have seen this as a sign that like it wasn't him actually. So then Simon CEO there has a quick chat with another villain. So this is a problem with this movie. This movie it's
like 8 villains.
There's 8 villains, and we all know it's supposed to just be politicians and big pharma, but
it's the man.
Yeah, pretty much, which is like, yeah, okay. Yeah, everyone's fighting that. So he has a quick chat with other dude. What's his name?
Vinod Shah.
Yeah, Vinod Shah. And clearly they don't really like each other that much.
Yeah, they're getting a fight about the India-Africa thing because this guy's like, come on, man.
Like, seriously, dude?
Seriously? Yeah. And then Keeley just does not give a shit. And then Shah walks away saying, yeah, you might want to mingle with more than your cocktails. Which
it's a pretty great line.
I appreciate that line. Yeah.
And then Ray comes by and just like knocks over.
He like takes a glass of whiskey like he's a waiter and has it on a tray, and then he like walks over, pours it on Keely, and then also like smashes it on the ground next to him. And you're like, this is the most obvious thing of all time.
And then just walks away, and Keely's like, what's going on? But he doesn't even go after him or say anything. Like,
no, and there's 100 people around him, including Keely's bodyguards, and none of them notice this giant man who just like spilled a drink on you. It's so frustrating.
But as we know, it's actually a small 18-year-old girl, so it would have been a little less. But still, come on. You're like, all right, even if it's Dora the Explorer walking by, I don't buy it. Good pull. So then he's got to go to the bathroom and clean up, right? So him and two security guards, they're walking down. We get a great line, which I thought this was going to be the line you were going to say. My balls are wet.
Oh yeah. I'm not that crass, Russ.
Go back to the tape. Back to the tape.
I'm definitely that crass. You're right. My bad.
So we get a little humor from Simon there, and then he's pretty much a dick to his security guys too. And he heads in the bathroom, and one security guard goes in with him.
They're bad. They're really bad bodyguards.
Oh, they're fucking terrible. Like they're absolutely terrible.
I would be mean to them too because they're awful at their jobs.
Yeah. It also felt like those two guys were just reused for the later two guys that come into the motel room, but we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Like they feel like there's like same guys like, all right, just put on a fucking beard or something.
You're right. They probably were actually. Yeah. Also for the listener, for context, we're 30 minutes in right now. Somehow to a 2-hour movie.
Oh boy. So one security guy goes into the bathroom with Simon. The other one stays outside. And then out of nowhere, boom.
Yeah, because he had to go to the different one because the bathroom's out of order.
Right.
And so this isn't even a bathroom. They like go through.
Oh, yeah. Right. It's like a back storage space or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a freight elevator almost.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm totally wrong. Yeah, it's not another bathroom. Yeah, he just goes to like another room area that's got like a freight elevator. And yeah, it's like a storage access spot.
Yeah. I don't know. And that's when Ray attacks with the fire extinguisher.
Yes, classic old fire extinguisher to the face move.
Ruthless. And also a way to draw attention to yourself immediately.
Yes.
I thought he was trying to like stealthily take out bodyguard number 1 so that way he could sneak up on Keely and bodyguard number 2, but
no, we're going all in.
Yep.
So he's Ray, aka actually technically Rachel, and we're gonna walk through this because a lot of this is.
Oh, don't do that. We'll just do what the movie did, and at the end, we'll just say, "Remember all of the scenes we mentioned earlier? That was Rachel."
Okay, all right, that's fine. So Ray,
because this will get too confusing.
Yeah, it's true. So Ray splashes the first guy with a fire extinguisher, kind of takes him down, right, and then just busts through the door and hits the other guy, and then grabs Simon, right.
Yep.
I don't even know what happened to the other guy. Did the other guy just get knocked out or something? Whatever. He just disappeared.
He's got, pushed aside. Yeah.
He's what they call in board game land as stunned. Right. I don't know what's happening. He might as well just put some stars around his head. He's like, okay, he's out for like 30 seconds. And then so Ray holds a knife up to Simon's throat and it's just like, we get some more info about, there's a bigger chain here. There's a bigger thread here. This is bigger than you. And he's like,
before he gets him up against the wall, just to like give a little, like, Keely is surprisingly coherent in answering questions, given Jason Momoa just like full force bashed him in the gut with the fire extinguisher first, and then like punched him in the face. Like, this guy should also be a little bit out. And he's like, no, like, it's bigger than you. It's a whole system thing. Like, he's so clear.
Yeah. And it's yet again, it's just so on the point of just like, this is bigger than you. And he's like, what about Martin Bennett? Did you kill Martin Bennett? He's like, who? What? Yeah. Who was that?
Yeah. And also he's like, Keely is justifiably asking, like, what the fuck? and Ray goes, well, you were warned anything happened to her and I'd hunt you down. And you're like, that's all the context you're giving him? Like, it's been 2.5 years since that happened. There's a million people that have died since then, I'm sure, on this guy's watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
he has no clue what you're talking about.
How am I supposed to put this all together?
And that's when he says, I didn't kill anyone, you psycho fuck. Cancer did.
It's a pretty great line.
Because this probably happens to him every other day.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, well, cancer usually kills people, not my drugs.
Yeah. And he goes,
maybe not.
You paid someone to kill Martin Bennett. And he goes, what's a Martin? Like, what are you talking about?
And then, so then the other guy wakes. Oh, well, I don't know if you have more here, right? He gives him like a ton of information here, right?
Yeah. He admits, he's like, all right, he goes, what, Martin? Like, what are you talking about? And Jason Momoa's like, that reporter about the thing. And he's like, all right, I guess you got me. I authorize a bribe every now and again, but it's not like I read the fine print. He must have been. And then and Jason Momoa's like, oh, and then he goes, it must have been Vinod Shah, okay? Nothing happens without his sign off. He's the one that brought me in, okay? You have no idea what you're getting into here. He didn't extract that information from you. He just
oh my god,
guys, we're 30 minutes in. We gotta tip.
Come on, let's move this along.
Time is money.
Yeah, let's make sure everyone knows where they are and where they need to be.
It's the directors are saying, yeah.
God. So then he does that, and then the other bodyguard finally wakes up from his stun moment. He's like, no longer stunned, and he comes in. And they start fighting. And then there's it's like an elevator, the freight elevator, half in, half out fight.
Which is so funny because like at one point they get Ray on the ground and Keely's like stomping Ray, which is ridiculous looking because Keely's such a little dude again. And
why would he just run away? Let the security guy deal with it. Run away.
Yeah.
Like, there's some psycho attacking me in this room here. Like, just run.
Yeah. And like Ray punches him in the nuts, and it's so funny.
Good old nut punch. Yeah. So they're fighting, and then they shoot the security guard in the head.
Yeah. Well, finally, so Keely hands the bodyguard a gun and says, "Handle it." So then Ray, has a little thing with the bodyguard, slashes his arm, so he drops the gun. Then the bodyguard picks up the gun. Ray picks up the gun. Ray doesn't pick up the gun. Keely picks up the gun. Ray uses Keely's hand to shoot the bodyguard.
Well, it looked like they were like kind of struggling for it, and then just like they accidentally they shot the bodyguard directly in the head. Boom.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, right between the eyes.
Wouldn't want to be so he's dead, and then they're like, oh man, and then Ray and Keely get to the ground doing a little grappling, and then there's all of a sudden a trash bag over Keely's face and suffocating him with a trash bag. I was like, where did
he get this trash bag?
Like, where did that come from? Like, what is happening? What the fuck, man?
And also, like, how did, like, they're at the auction still. Like, how did no one hear the gunshot?
They were so loud. There were so many shots, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I guess there's only one.
That many shots. No, there's only one shot, right?
There's only one shot. Okay, but still, like, that's loud. Yes. I mean, I guess they are in a freight elevator area, so maybe.
Come on. Next to the bathroom. Like,
oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Like down the hall right next to the bathroom.
Yeah. Someone's probably taking a dump in there. Like,
what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Stay in the toilet. Stay in the toilet.
My God. So Ray ends up killing bodyguard. I'm going to call it Ray killed, technically Rachel, but Ray killed the bodyguard and then kills Keely. Suffocates him. So
sold $50,000.
Movie's over.
Yep.
It's dead. Yep. It's not. We have so much more to go.
We're again half an hour in, basically.
So then we're back at home, nighttime. Ray gets back. He's all flustered, and he's just like, "Oh, we gotta go." He's like, "Hey," yelling at her to like pack up, blah blah. And she's like, "Oh, you're hurt."
Is that his blood?
Yeah, and then we get this, a lot of comments from the trailer, like people are coming after us. It's like, yeah, well, you murdered two people, so yeah, it's actually called the law.
Yep.
And when you murder someone, people can come find you. That's how that works.
The long dick of the law. He goes, I had no choice. He had a gun. You're like, that's not that won't hold up in court. Anyway, so then it like jumps back to the auction kind of. There's like the sirens show up, FBI rolls up.
This is where you get the introduction of the FBI. The two FBI characters, right?
Yep. Fire extinguisher guy lived apparently.
Yeah, his face was all, I guess that would happen. I don't know. His face was all fucking mangled up. I don't know. I've never been sprayed with a fire extinguisher before.
I can't imagine it's fun. It's cold. It's real cold.
Yeah, right. So right. So he's all mangled up, and then they're like, "Did you hear anything? Did you see anything?" He's like, kind of being like, whatever. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh wait, you know what? They did say something that kind of caught my attention."
Yeah, but before that, like when Agent Meeker introduced herself, she goes, "I'm Agent Meeker. Your partner took a bullet to the head today." Which first of all is a wild thing to say, but you didn't lead with your boss took a plastic bag to the face today. Like, what do you like? I don't know. Like, which one is more important here?
How do you feel about how well you're doing your job?
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know.
Your security, right? Just so you know, your partner took a bullet to the head and your boss took a plastic bag to the face.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Like, you really messed up today, dude. And then she's
no one's hiring you.
Yeah. He's like, no, I don't remember anything. And then they start walking away and he goes, actually, something about a woman? Because all of them made her suffer. I don't know.
So now I'm curious about actually what he said and like the way he phrased this, because like he would have said he said this, he said that, right? Because now
this is literally what he says. Like this is almost exactly what it is. He just goes, something about a woman. All of them made her suffer.
Okay, so they just cut out. He just says okay, got it.
Yeah,
I see
and you're like, okay. And then he goes, whoever it was said they warned him.
Right.
Which is like, okay, that's an okay clue, but also as they reveal later on, this guy gets 1 million death threats a day. Mm-hmm. Like he's a garbage person.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason why he has bodyguards in the first place.
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, okay, yeah. Well, whoever it was, they warned him something about a woman. Like there's no way you can figure that out, right?
Yeah, you're not piecing anything together from that. It's like,
no.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
So then we're in a car.
Yep. On the road again. More awful country music.
On the road again. And we're headed to Canada because everyone loves Canada, right? Heading for Toronto.
Our old favorite city. Shout out Toronto and Christian Haydenson.
Absolutely.
Hayden Christensen.
And the Beebs. You know, we love Canada.
True. Yeah. Not from Toronto, is he?
No, but I'm just saying Canada.
Beebs is from the middle, right?
I think so. Sure. Yeah. But I'm just saying Canada in general.
Yeah. Seth Rogen too.
Oh yeah.
Just name him Nickelback. Shout out to Nickelback. Fuck you. Want to be on the podcast?
Ryan Reynolds, another Canadian, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So they're driving to Canada, and then it's like up to the FBI.
That's it.
Like the movie cuts around so much. I feel like from here on out, it's really. It's confusing at times.
Yeah, it's a little choppy, a little too. Yeah. Anyway. Doesn't really hold together all that well. But so then we're at the FBI field office, I assume. And
the guy comes over, reports to Meeker, we ran all the old Keeley death threats. We got a match.
Yeah.
What?
It was like, wow, they put all that together really fast.
Yeah. He literally just goes, we got a match. A match to what? Like woman and threat.
Fuck, you guys are good. Shit. Damn it. Everyone says the FBI are a bunch of slouches. Come on. Nailed it.
Yeah, look what they did here in 2021.
Yeah. Kidding me?
Yeah. And then they play the news clip and they're like, all right, let's put an APB out on Cooper's vehicle. Like his Oldsmobile was at the auction. Oh, okay.
Okay. The old
accelerate
and go. Team America. Oh my God. So then we cut to we get shots of them driving still, but then we cut to two henchmen in a truck driving. And I don't know do we know who they were connected to? They weren't FBI. These are two guys who are hunting Ray and Rachel, and they're just in a truck and they're like, oh yeah, check it out. Oh, got an ID in the driver, APB or whatever. And it's like,
yeah, I think they work for the same people that the hitman works for.
Yes.
Like
which is
Diana.
Yeah. Which is of course the politician at the end, right?
Yeah.
Spoilers. Okay. I think so. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then that's when, right before then is when we get the quick, they like drive through a border or a toll. I guess they don't make it to Toronto, so it must have just been a toll. But like, it's like a very clear security shot of them going through a toll.
Yes,
and everyone's like, "Oh shit, we know where they are."
Yep.
So they get to the motel and
they check in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
That's pretty
They
much
check
it.
in, and this is when we get our first phone call between Agent Meeker and Rachel.
Yeah. So we cut back to, so they check in, and then we quickly cut back to the FBI office, and it's nighttime, and Meeker obviously working late hours because that's what she does.
Yep.
And she gets a call from Rachel. Yep. And then she's basically saying it was self-defense. And then kind of more on the nose stuff about Keeley and thousands of people dying. Like, kind of just like, why would you have this conversation right now? I mean, I guess, if you're trying to defend yourself, you'd be like, yeah, this guy, the CEO, he's killed thousands of people every day. And it's like,
well, you can't really prove that.
Yes. Like, he didn't put a trash bag over someone's face and fucking murder him.
Like you did.
Yes.
And that's when, like, Meeker's trying to get, like, hey, where are you, Rachel? Like, I can help.
Yeah.
And she starts defending her dad. Like, I know you think he's guilty. You've all made up your mind, but he's a good, honest man, and I need him. He's all I got. And that's when Meeker tells her to go get a burner phone and call her back on her private number. And Rachel just hangs up.
Yeah, she just thinks she gives her a number. So I mean, it's actually important for later, right? Because she does give her a number that she pulls up later. But I don't know. This is like the point where, like, again, they're not that we're big pharma people, but I don't know. Their attempt at making big pharma be the bad guys is like falling so flat, and it's just kind of lame.
Yeah. It's so far so bad.
It's so it's like, come on, like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So then we get into the motel, and Ray is hanging up like sleigh bells around the doors.
Yeah, that's what one does. Yeah, that's what one does. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, like you do.
Yeah. No, you hang up bells in a door and you close the door, so when someone opens, like, the bells go off, and you can hear them in your room that's like 30, 40 feet down the hall with a sealed door while you're in bed.
Yeah. I mean, we've stayed at a hotel together. You remember how we both did that. We both brought bells, and we're
yeah.
Russ.
Oh man.
You get the same ones?
You brought bells too?
Yeah. Classic us.
Let's hang him up in the doorway, so if someone comes through, we can hear him while we're dead asleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same page, buddy. Same page.
See where your head's at? And I love it. So he sets up bells in a door down the hall, in a main door to the hallway that no one else would be walking down because it's a motel.
Right.
And then we get the two dudes who were in the truck just walking up to this motel out in the back.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right before that, that's when he's in the hotel room, and he's mad about Rachel stole a book.
Oh yeah.
It's like a $20 book. This is, I feel like, kind of important because Rachel,
I guess,
is like, well, you always taught me to do the right thing. Okay. But, like, we're here because you did a bad thing. And like, she apparently is arguing with herself about, her dad is supposed to be a moral figure, but she's gotten into shenanigans at this point. And I don't know. It's like,
well, that's a good point, because, like, they're now looking back, there's like a lot of moments, and I do enjoy this of, like, not this movie, but I do enjoy when movies do this well. When you look back and, like, thinking about what these characters said or what they were saying to this other character doesn't exist, and you're like, oh wow, okay, that's really clever. But this one, it's like, she is constantly kind of checking herself as like a moral compass thing, which I was like, okay, this is looking back, I'm like, all right,
you always taught me to do the right thing, Dad.
Yeah. All right, so it's nighttime. People are sleeping, right? Mm-hmm. And then guess what? Jingling-a-ling.
Silver bells. Yeah. Doing
Batman,
our best.
Batman smells.
Robin laid an egg.
Maybe
my best, Bing Crosby. Yeah. Rest in shit, Bing Crosby. You piece of shit.
What's wrong with Bing Crosby? Oh my god.
He, like, beat the shit out of his kids all the time. He's a monster.
Did he?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh man, you were just opening my eyes to all these terrible people in the world.
Yeah. You're not surprised. You're surprised Bing Crosby's a garbage person.
I don't know. He sang in the ring, right? Yeah. Anyways, all right. So, so we get the two bad dudes who are in the truck walking up to the motel with some pretty serious fire. They got bulletproof vests. They're kind of, machine guns and everything. They're all ready to go, but they literally just walk through them. It's like, it's early morning. They're just walking right up to the hotel.
Which no one's noticing that these guys are walking around with submachine guns. Like
what?
What?
I was like, this makes no sense. Wouldn't you want to be a little bit more, I don't know, subtle? But yeah, this movie threw out subtle in like the first 10 minutes. So then the bells obviously go off. And of course, Ray hears it because
sleeping on the floor next to his murder knife.
Yep.
He's like,
he's ready. Always ready to go with his super hearing.
ABS, always be stabbing.
So they open the door, and I'm confused as where both of them are. So there's two. I lost track. So there's two guys, right?
Yep.
And one comes down, so they hear it. They kind of pack their stuff up. They open the door, whatever. And one guy comes down and walks into like another room.
The wrong room, yeah.
The wrong room. And they sneak out and they just run down the hallway where the bells were, and they go out the door there. And I'm like,
wait.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Where's the other guy? Well, I guess the other guy was right there, wasn't he? No.
He was like on the other side of the building.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's right. Because they just wait behind the door and they wait for the other guy to come back out of the room he just checked. He walks back down where the bells were, and then that's when Ray
attacks him.
Yes, and murders yet another human being.
Which, like, ruthless. Not only does he murder this guy, but
it's pretty badass.
Gunman number, it's pretty badass.
I mean, I was like, all right, this is actually
it's a cool death. Yeah, it's a cool death. But gunman number one is like firing off submachine gun shots like into the motel. Like those are not like there's three dead there's three dead people in the room. Yes, exactly. It's like two dead kids and
I thought the same thing. I was like, well, there's three dead people.
It's messed up. Yeah. And then Rachel, come to find out it's Rachel, but in the movie, it's Ray strangles him with his gunsling, and then jumps over the railing and snaps his neck.
I mean, it was a pretty badass little scene.
Yeah.
I dug it. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
I agree. It was cool.
I'll give you that movie, but that's it. That's all we're giving you.
And then the other gun guy just like open fires like all over the motel too. Like, wait.
So then
so much collateral damage.
So this whole sequence is pretty goofy. So he does that, and then now he's down a floor, right? And then he grabs a Ray. Ray grabs a fire axe, right?
Yep.
Which have you ever been to a motel and seen a fire axe before? I think they don't do that anymore.
Actually, yes, I definitely have. Like in Utah or somewhere. Yeah.
That makes sense. I guess in Pennsylvania that'd be a thing, or wherever they are now. I guess they're probably in New York at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, I stayed at probably actually not crazy far from Pittsburgh. I stayed in a Best Western Minus or whatever they're called in Gary, Indiana. That's what, like a 4-hour drive from Pittsburgh, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
And there was definitely a fire axe.
I'm trying to think now. Like, I don't think I've seen a fire axe in like. I know, probably in like some like Holiday Inn or some like random.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. So.
Anyway. Shout out to Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, if you stayed at a motel that has an axe, email us. Let us know.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, if you've seen a fire axe, don't use it unless there's a fire and you need to save some people. But
or
nope. Nope.
Something to think about.
So he grabs the axe, right? And then it just cuts to the other guy who's like kind of hunting around. It's like super quiet. And he goes into the room that they were in, I think. I don't know. It was just so weird. It was like the placement of people and where things are happening is just like so off. So the other guy is like, so Ray grabs the axe. They cut to the other guy. And he's just like hunting around the room. He goes in the bathroom. He's like slowly working his way out. And then the closet door pops up and there's Ray with the axe.
Yeah. So Ray starts like trying to axe him and like tackles him off of the balcony, right? Like
another sign that this closet was too small for Ray, so it definitely was Rachel. Would have made sense.
Yep.
Because he comes out of him like he's like 2 times bigger than this closet.
Yes.
And why would you hide in the closet and do this move?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So they struggle a little bit, and then they go through the window, through the railing of the
the balcony.
Yeah, the balcony, and then down a story and land on a hood of a car.
Yeah,
which
on top of Rachel.
Yes,
that's like this is where I have beef with this scene because
I thought they landed side by side. Are you sure?
No,
really?
Jason Momoa is on the bottom on this windshield, and you're like, sure, it makes sense if it's Jason Momoa. It does not make sense if it's Dora the Explorer. Like, she's getting squished. She's getting squished.
Yeah. So then they're still struggling then, right? And then this other guy, he didn't. So the other guy pulls a gun, right?
Right. Yep.
And just starts like blah 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 blah. Like, dude, you came in with suppressors on your fucking machine guns, but then you pull this gun and it's just like is louder than all loud, and it's just like rattles off like 5 rounds. It's so
like into the motel.
Loud.
Yeah, basically.
The motel, the street, everything else, and then they roll off the car, and then another shot goes off, and clearly the guy gets one.
Gunman number 2 down.
Dunzo.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ray's on the ground with, gunman number 2 that he just murdered.
Yep.
Looks over at the car and sees Rachel standing there. A little out of body experience for Rachel.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sees her standing there watching, and that's when
that was a little weird, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then Ray takes his gun. I think takes his ID. Like basically just mugs the guy that he just murdered.
I think he took his wallet.
Yeah, like ruthless. And then escapes.
So yeah, I don't know. Like that was now looking back and knowing that it's Rachel doing all this stuff. Like some of it
way less realistic.
Yeah, but it's also just I don't know.
I mean, even the cool scene of like jumping over the balcony and breaking that guy's neck. If you don't have Jason Momoa's weight on that, I don't think it works that way.
The guy's still alive. He's like,
yeah, ow, 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 ow. hey.
Yeah. Jason Momoa versus Rachel in size is like,
Isabela Merced is like 5'1", actually.
He's like 5. He's like 5 times her.
Yes. She's like 5'1". I don't know. If I'm estimating the weight of a 5'1" person, she's probably like 110 pounds at most, right?
If she was France and he was Canada, it'd be like a fight.
You can fit less than one France inside of Isabela Merced. I bet.
You can fit at least 5 in
you can fit 2 or 3 Frances in Jason Momoa. Yeah. 5's all right, you're pushing it now.
Pushing it, but all right.
2 or 3.
Oh my god. All right, so that's it. That's the motel scene, and then we're kind of off another thing, but I think we're gonna call it here. We're gonna call it, right?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get heated, so it makes perfect time to shut it down.
Yeah, shut it down. Let's take a breather. Let's all take a step back and kind of regroup ourselves here.
I'm gonna come in hot in the next one.
I can feel it, I can sense it. I think I am too, because when we get to this twist, which we've already talked about, but when we really get to it, it's gonna be heated,
infuriating.
But anyways, thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. In the meantime, though, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter. And while you're listening right now, wherever you're listening, you should follow or subscribe to us. Right?
Yeah, I think that's true. And while you're there subscribing, if you like the episode, since you made it to the end, you could leave us a little review or something. That would be
a little something.
I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, a little something, little tit for tat.
Won't hate it. Not going to say we're going to love it, but just do it.
Squid pro quo, as they say.
Yeah. A little,
5 stars maybe. Yeah.
A little big pharma, money in the pocket there.
Or you could just send us an email, yell at us about what we just said.
All of it.
We'll take the engagement with our fans either way. We love all of you, all listeners out there. And if you haven't been listening for a while, like we said, go back and listen to some of the earlier episodes, but not too early. And you can find all of them at itsthismeetsthat.com.